Don't know about you guys, but I am all for seeing full-bodied women on the cover of magazines, including Sports Illustrated. I don't know who wouldn't be for this, but I'm curious though. Do you feel like this is cool and like forward thinking on Sports Illustrated's front, or do you feel like maybe it's a little gratuitous? I feel like, no matter what their motivation was, it's a good thing, right? We've been hearing for years about how models are so airbrushed and, women and little girls starve themselves to try to look like that. And I love this ad inside here. This body is made to be uncovered. This is Lane Bryant. Look at this beautiful woman. What's your body made for? So, this body, hashtag this body. So I think it's cool. I think it's, excuse me, I'll be right back. I think it's a good thing, but yeah, that is Ashley Graham. Yep. Yeah. Rookie bombshell, and a body painted Ronda Rousey twice. So I don't know if that had anything to do with me also wanting the magazine. Gratuitous how? I don't know. I guess gratuitous may be the wrong word. What's the word I'm looking for? Just trying to be a little too PC. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's no negative motivation behind it. Some people may look at it. I know that it caused not a huge backlash. The only person I heard talking, I guess if they're just doing it for PR would be the thing. But again, how is that a bad thing, right? But one of the supermodels like Cheryl Tiegs or somebody came out and said, well, I think it's wrong. I think it's irresponsible of them to put a full-figured woman on the cover because, they're condoning people not being healthy or something, which is, it goes to show you how supermodels think. So, yeah, I think it's awesome too. What else? Oh, my producer Jonathan, our buddy producer Jonathan, and the producer of the upcoming Copy Chief Radio, which is launching, I want to say next Thursday officially. How cool is that? If you haven't been to copychiefradio.com, go there and get the sneak peek of the first episode where I reveal the poser video formula, which you guys probably already know, but you'll enjoy the show anyway. Super cool to be working with Jonathan. And Jonathan just released a newsletter, a print newsletter, which I had no idea he was doing. It just showed up in my mailbox. Podcast Mogul. So interested to hear what you guys think about print newsletters. Obviously, he's following Ben Settle's formula and plan pretty well. Looks like he's even probably using the same producer, the company. It looks just like Ben's. And super smart. I haven't watched the videos yet, but it comes with 2 discs. I know Max also received this, so I'd love to hear Max's thoughts on it. And strongly considering adding a print newsletter component to Copy Chief, simply because it seems crazy not to. I mean, how much amazing material do we cover in a week here in Copy Chief? Like when I put together the hot and trending post at the end of the week, I'm just sitting there going, I literally have to hold back, because if I linked everything that I thought was relevant, I think it'd be a little overwhelming. And I'm thinking this could be a monthly newsletter and people would be blown away and totally getting their money's worth. So it's just a formality for us to create a print newsletter, send it out once a month. I'm not exactly sure how to incorporate that into the membership, whether it could be an optional standalone if somebody only wants that, make it a supplement to the membership, make it a small extra fee in conjunction with the membership. Haven't quite figured that part of it out yet, but I love the idea of getting physical in the mail. And finally, this is pretty cool. So there will be no Chief Chat next week because John Carlton's mastermind coming right here to St. Pete. Pulled it off. Finally, I got somebody to bring their event here to St. Pete. It started with Ryan Lee back after Freedom Fest, when he immediately started talking about maybe doing an event, another event in 6 months. And I was like, bro, you got to come to St. Pete and do it there. He was all for it. And then he fizzled on the idea of doing one. But so Carlton's mastermind is here this week. Our man Dean will be in town right here in St. Pete, Florida. Also, Ian Stanley will be in town for that. Of course, John and Stan and all the other cool people in the mastermind there. Excited about that. And of course, we will be holding our live event here in St. Pete when it happens. One of the small problems we have here in St. Pete is there is just no perfect. I shouldn't say that there's one good, space for it. There's two. One is way too expensive. It's like a 5-star luxury resort. The other one is just not cool to deal with. So I couldn't get Carlton's mastermind in there because they wouldn't play nice on the room block with Stan. So he ended up hosting it, over by the airport, which is a bummer. But I'm having all the dinners and everything here in St. Pete. So everybody will get the downtown flavor. I just really want, if I hold an event here, I'm going to insist it has to be downtown because, downtown St. Pete is just so cool and fun to hang out in. I don't want people having to jump in Ubers or get shuttles and do a lot of crap to get around when you can just walk out your door and be where you want to be, right? So anyway, that's really cool. And so I won't be here next week. I'll be sitting 1 week from now in the mastermind with Carlton and Stan and Dean and Ian and all the cool people. So we'll have some great updates. I'll try to get some videos with John. Definitely jump on Snapchat at Copy Chief and follow me there. Also follow the Compost Cook. Our girl Meg is super fun to watch on Snapchat. Man, I am loving, I know I talk about Snapchat a lot. I won't go off on a tangent, but here's what I'm loving more about it right now. Not only do I love the story feature, that's the first thing I fell in love with, but I love, connecting with people. I've been, just instinctively snapping directly to people. And man, it's amazing how much better it is than anything like Facebook or Twitter. The fact that you can just make a 10-second video for somebody or maybe 2 or 3 of them. Ben Settle and I go back and forth all the time on Snapchat and only we see it. And once we watch it, it's gone, So the only downfall about Snapchat as far as communicating is trying to actually exchange information. In fact, Max gave me, I found the filters. Max gave me some great tips on filters. And then he linked me to a cool article. And I'm like, wait a minute, how do I save this article? Because if I don't save it right now, it's history. So you got to get savvy about how to save stuff, in a Snap exchange. But if you're not on Snapchat, I highly recommend jumping on there. Just play around with the app. Have a good time with it. I don't snap every day, but it's just a different form of communication. And I've made so many new friends and reconnected with people there, just like, one snap at a time. But it's just super cool to get a peek into somebody's life. It tends to be very intimate and personal, and they're taking you around through their day. And it's just really fun. So, Snapchat screen. They're right. That's the thing. Oh, I can always screen grab. Yeah, but then it's not a link either. You know what I mean? So what I did with yours, Max, was when I clicked on the article, there was a box with the arrow where I could put it on my reading list, or I could have emailed it to myself. So they are thinking ahead on that stuff. I interviewed John Lee Dumas yesterday for the podcast, by the way, and he is huge into Snapchat, and we talked a little bit about it. And he said that's the thing he loves about it, is just being able to connect with his fans on that level. He gets God knows how many snaps a day from people, but they're quick, and you get to really go through them and hear how people are responding to what resonates with them. I'm always talking about the dialogue in marketing, right? There's no quicker path to the dialogue than with Snapchat. It may not be as huge as having an email list or even Facebook sometimes, and things do go away quick, but really put you immediately into the zeitgeist of your community. So get on Snapchat and hit me up at Copy Chief. All right, last thing. Should we start a book club? I think we should. We have Chief Reads, and that's kind of our meandering book club. But if you guys are up for it, I'm ready to commit to book clubbing The Power of Habit. Now, I realize that this book has been out a couple of years. I think you find books when you need them. I've discovered books 30 years, 60 years, 100 years later. I think we all have. And it was the book you needed at the time. and I know Charles Duhigg has a brand new book out, which sounds awesome too. But The Power of Habit, this book is blowing me away. In fact, my daughter bought me this book. To be honest, I kind of heard about it. I didn't really know about it. And my daughter saw it on a table with another book that I bought called You Are a Badass. And so she thought I would like this book, and she was damn right. It's a great book. I know Ross has read it. So you guys up for book club in this, even if you've read it already? I think it would be, yeah, Barry, you'd love this book, man. So, even if you've been through it, we'll just kind of take it chapter by chapter, and we can go quick, but it's always better to have a group discussion about it, right? I mean, the first chapter, just that whole case study about Eugene and how they came to realize that habit can supersede memory in regards to how we behave. Like, even if in a case like Eugene, where the area of his brain where memory is kept was destroyed, the guy literally couldn't point out where he lived to you, but he could take a daily walk and a 15-minute walk, leave his front door and get back home just through habit of seeing, the points of interest. Okay, at that tree, I take a left. At that house, I take another left and I'm back home, kind of a thing. Pretty amazing. And of course, they talk about Hopkins, how he came to make toothbrushing a daily habit. And it's fascinating. And I think already I've had so many ideas about how to market Copy Chief more effectively through reading just the first couple chapters of this book. You really want to create that cue, routine, reward. And so let's do it. What do you think? Maybe I shall read this, Max. Yes, that says a lot about what I like to want to task. I don't know if they cite BJ Fogg in it. BJ Fogg is really cool too. Have you done BJ Fogg's Tiny Habits thing? Where you can sign up for free and they kind of guide you through how to create tiny habits, habit loops. The thing that BJ Fogg does, and then I'll get off this and we'll jump into the hot seat, is BJ's thing is you connect what you want to become a habit to something you're already doing, to an automatic activity, right? So for instance, if you want to, it has to be something small. You just do small things and then you grow from there. So for instance, for me, I needed to remember to always take my blood thinner, my medicine, right? I gotta take my medicine. And so I created a habit where every time after I finish brushing my teeth, I will take my medicine. And so, you just create this pattern. So something you do, obviously I'm going to brush my teeth every night before bed. And then it became a habit for me to immediately go to taking the medicine so I'd never forget. Little stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, Max. Every time I walk into the kitchen, I drink a glass of almond milk. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. And then so you just do that. I forget what it was. How long? What was and then to celebrate that win? Yeah, what is it? 2 weeks? I do a little dance. I want to see that on Snapchat, Max. You walk into the kitchen, you go, I think I'll have a glass of almond milk, and then you get down. Charlie Brown style. All right, so cool, man. All good stuff. And let's get it. Let's get our panel going. Let's get into the hot seat, and let's get Craig optimized here on his site. Has anybody been able to post Craig's thread for me? Nobody yet. Let me jump over there and do that real quick. I need to go to my other window. Okay. Let me jump into Copy Chief. And so let's all, hey, if you guys want to go with me, where I'm heading over to Sales Copy Feedback. And it is right there, hot seat photography lesson videos offer. And there's a lot to cover here. Of course, our man Stephen Carter has been very active in there. Good news already. So Craig reports 3 hours after posting the new sales video based on everyone's feedback, and I just made a sale. Very cool. And so here's the updated script. Okay, so if you go to page 2, and here's our man Dean. Cool. Marcin. Really good stuff. Okay, so let's get our panel going. I will change my window over to this after we get going. So make sure I can see you. Thank you. Okay, and Craig, so that is Craig's page. And what Dean posted is the thread inside of Copy Chief. So boom. Yeah, Ross. Ross wasn't brushing his teeth in the morning. You think society would have corrected you of that rather than you having to create a habit. So here's our man Ross coming on. Carolyn, would you like to come on? I'd love to have you on the panel if you're up for it. Got to get my man Dean in here. Mr. Edelson. Craig, here comes Craig. We'll get Craig on. You'll receive a little window. You guys probably know how to do this. How about our man Max? You want to come on, Max? I'm gonna invite you if you choose. Hey, what's up, Ross? What's up, Dean?
Hey, howdy, folks. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you. Good to see you. Let's see. Oh, there's April. We got to get April on. And Carolyn, I'm gonna hit invite. It's totally up to you if you want to come on. No pressure. Hey, Craig, how's it going, bro?
Hey, what's up, Kev? This is I just want to say it's awesome, the Copy Chief. Like, I joined because of you, but everybody inside is awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really, like a proud papa with this community. I feel like it's just not me anymore. It's just the amazing people so many people you see here like came in on day one, like Ross, man, was there from day one, and it just evolved. So it's great to have you in there. I appreciate how active you've been. And in fact, I was thinking one other thing I was going to mention in the rundown is that, for the first time today, I mailed on a YouTube video. And I know you've had huge success with YouTube. So if you're up for it, maybe next week or sometime soon, we'll start a thread about YouTube channels. Would you be up for that?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Cool, man. I'd love to get your pro insights on that. Hey, April, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. That man Max right there. What's up, brother?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me audio-wise?
Yeah, good? We hear you, man. You got your signature scarf. That's your thing. I always see you wearing that.
Yeah, for practical reasons. I'm anemic and I'm always cold.
Oh, that's right. You got the sickle cell going on. No trips to Denver for you, huh?
Yeah, actually no. I'm good with heights.
Oh,
but
really?
so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I know the only reason I know that is because there was a player on the Steelers.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he couldn't travel to Denver. So.
No, I'm very fortunate. A lot of things that other sicklers deal with are things that I don't.
Okay, good. Well, good. We're glad you feeling pretty good right now. Feeling strong.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Glad to hear it. And there's Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn.
Hey, everybody. I don't know where to look. Like at the camera.
Yeah, I try to remember to look at the camera. I don't do it right because I have my camera over here, and then so a lot of us are doing this. I think Ross has it dialed in better. He always kind of looks like he's looking at us, but I try to remember to do this when I'm talking. So it's nice to see you, and I feel like I'm meeting you for the first time, but we're so close.
I know.
I got to brag on Carolyn for a minute. So I don't know if everybody knows this. It's a secret, but I have people helping with the podcast bullets every week, and what I love about it is it's kind of a casual way for me to help do a little coaching for people who show interest in writing better bullets. And so Max is the newest member of that group, and Carolyn's been in there for I don't know 6 weeks or a couple months maybe.
Oh,
and
wow.
So they'll bullet a podcast. I'll kind of assign them. And then, I'll just go in and make quick little notes, pretty much like we do with the Bullet the Podcast contest, but it's one-on-one. And I got to tell you something. Carolyn's bullets were always good, and that's why she's doing it already for me. But I gave her some feedback last week, and then I think, what did you ask me, Carolyn? Who I look to as like the premier badass bullet writer, right?
Yeah.
And I said, of course.
Carlton.
Right. That was your cue, Carolyn Dan.
Oh,
Because I can't remember what I said. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. No, you said John Carlton. You said he was awesome, and you gave me like 3 of his books to read.
I gave you. I gave. It's just a secret because I don't even know where you can get this. His collected letters. His 3-volume, all his letters. It's the most amazing gift anyone's ever given me when I was like still begging people, do you have anything from Carlton before he had any courses out or anything? And so all of a sudden, Carolyn comes back this week with bullets, and I'm just like, what happened? I mean, it was just like, I don't want to say it was night and day because they weren't bad to begin with, but tell us, what did something click for you? Because it was like reading, A-list level bullets all of a sudden.
Thank you. I think for me, the realization that bullets have to be short and sweet and pack a punch. And I've done martial arts, so I know what a punch feels like.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Very cool, yeah.
I started coming at it from that perspective, and I was also, reading all of John Carlton's stuff, so I got a better sense of language.
Yeah, right.
There's certain ways that, like you take out a lot of extraneous language and you put different things instead. So you're giving people a taste like an hors d'oeuvre in a restaurant or an appetizer. They want to keep reading. You're not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, telling the whole story. Yeah, I think before that you were being maybe a little too generous in the bullets or something, right? You were kind of wanting to give like a representation of that piece of conversation, and I think draw people in that way. And all of a sudden now you're writing like bullets where it's like, wow, like that just smacked me upside the head, and I got to go find out what's being said in that part.
Yeah, and also I think I also got a little ballsier just reading John Carlton. I've read a lot of pickup, and there's a lot. There's like one of the things you pointed out to me is you said you seem like a really nice person. Stop being so nice. Like be a little more courageous in how you write. So some of the bullets I wrote this week are a little like risque. So I'm realizing, there is a difference between being sleazy and selling something by being really interesting. There is like a gray line there.
Yeah, it's a great lesson. And I'll tell you what, look for the bullet. By the way, and it's Mike Shower's interview from Swiped.co. And it's a great interview. We actually went almost an hour, which is twice as long as I do at most interviews. But he's hilarious. We had a great time. I think, when I went back to edit it down, I was like, this is all too good. I just want to leave it. And so I think you did a great job of pulling out the magic from there. And, yeah, I know exactly the bullet you're talking about. And that was the one that really struck me like, wow, like it was a ballsy bullet, and it really made me want to hear what was being said there. So great job, Carolyn, and it's great to have you as a first-timer on the pro panel. So welcome, congratulations. All right, let's get into the hot seat here and how this works, Carolyn. You've probably seen them before, but if you've got something when we're talking about parts of the copy, just kind of raise your hand like this, and I'll probably see you, and then I'll just kind of jump over to you. Okay?
Okay. How? Like, I couldn't tell if you were.
Yeah, you can do this, or you can do whatever feels right to you.
Okay, cool.
All right, my man Craig. So tell us just quickly about. Oh, I like that. Is that an EVH behind you, or is that a?
Yeah, I made that myself. That's for your benefit. I saw one of your videos. You're talking about you're a Van Halen fan, so I threw that in there for you.
Cool, man. Yeah, and you get the shirt going too. So, and you painted that yourself, huh?
Yeah, with automotive paint. Yeah.
Really cool. It looks like a nice replica, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds pretty good too, actually. Just wish I could play better.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're better than me. I get you immediately. My son's a guitarist in our house. Is that a Kramer, or is it a?
Well, there's like forums online where you can buy like the original body wood and the original shape, and they have like diagrams and
Wow. So you basically rebuilt the Frankenstrat.
Yeah, I just built it from scratch. Yeah, just parts online.
Super cool. Awesome. All right, great. So, all right, so let's start the hot seat. Just give us the thumbnail of, we know that you're in this niche. Tell us why you're in it and how long you've been running this offer. I know you do a lot of testing. Just catch us up to speed.
Yeah, well, I was in the make money online niche for years, and I kind of ran out of stories. You have to have a story to sell, like, oh, how I made this much with this free traffic. And so
Right.
I thought I'd become like the niche marketing guy. So I went into another niche, and then I just never went back, because I was having fun. But I'm not having the financial success in this market that I did in the make money market, although it's more fun.
Okay.
So I created a membership site, and it's been running for about 6 months. And January it was my best month. I had about 24 sales, but then it started to drop off that. Then it was 14, and then March it was like 5, and I thought, well, I think I need some help. Because I'm not a copywriter. In the past, I used to hire copywriters, right? So.
Right, exactly. You used to hire out the copy, and is this the first time you wrote copy yourself?
Yeah, I guess so. I just borrowed some ideas from old sales letters that I had from like Vin that Vin had written.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a funky. Is anybody else's screen locking up? I'm getting
Yeah.
I'm getting a screen lock here. It is for you too?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. If I have to switch computers, I will. For any reason we get dumped, just stay on or relog back into this Hangout, and we should be fine. So yeah, that's an interesting note, Craig, that you were taking, copy from stuff in the IM niche and trying to apply it to this. I mean, that's a very different proposition, right?
Yeah, it's a different market. And then some people say, well, photography sites don't have all this kind of copy, but we don't know what their conversion rates are. They might be horrible conversion rates. So it's kind of like a new experiment to be using sort of IM copy in a photography market.
That's true. Yeah, it could have worked really well, right?
Yeah, I don't. I've seen a bump already in conversions.
Okay, cool. And so tell us, what's the evolution? What specifically are we looking at on your page? What have we been focused on? What have you implemented so far, and what is the result been?
Yeah, okay, so people made some suggestions about being more clear about who I was speaking to and what the problem was. And so now I'm briefly sort of addressing the problem. I don't know if I'm addressing it enough, because I know a lot of my followers see my stuff on YouTube first, and it's all free, so I'm trying to convince them that, hey, pay for the better stuff type of thing. That's my big hurdle, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And so what are we been looking at? The video mainly, or the video and the copy on the page?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're both different, and I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, whether my video should be more like the sales copy on the page. They're both kind of different scripts, right? So that's one thing I'm struggling with too.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, cool. So Ross, tell me, is your screen acting funny, or are you good?
It seems to be okay. You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit, but everyone else.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you, if you could take over and show Craig's page,
Sure.
and then maybe we can start with whoever's ready, and I'm going to try to log in on a different window, okay?
Sure.
Thanks, buddy. I'll be right back.
Okay, so everyone can see my screen, okay? Yes?
Yes, we can see it.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so Craig, you were just saying there that you have there was kind of two messages. There's kind of one almost pitch, or not one say pitch, but one script on the sales copy on the sales page, and then there's another script in the one in the video, and you're not sure if that's like a good or a bad idea. Just you want to explain what was your thought process behind the two different scripts?
Well, I guess I just monitor how long people watch my videos for. So I was trying to keep it as close as I could to about 2 to 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wanted to cram in a lot of things in the video that, get to it quicker. So kind of basically what their problem is, who I am, my credibility, where I've been featured, and then what you get inside the training area. Whereas I think in the written copy, I sort of deal with their problems a little bit more. So for those people that will read, maybe they'll get drawn into the written copy a little bit more. Because some people just land on the page, watch a bit of the video, and leave. Other people might sort of just scroll through the copy. So yeah, I guess that was my thought process. Whether it's a good thought process or not, I don't know. And this page has been evolving for the last few days, so now I'm sort of adding animated GIFs where you can see the before and after of some images. With that example there, where that's a composite type image.
Awesome. So yeah, so you're saying there's more detail, and you kind of expand a bit more on the problems in the sales copy, but in the script you're kind of diving straight into, you know, getting to the point kind of quicker, you're saying, and getting more social proof and expressing your expertise.
Yeah, trying to do that as quick as possible and enough to grab them, and then if they're interested enough, they're going to scroll, you know.
Got you. So is this page, because I did see that there was a few evolutions going through, so how recent is this page?
Today, like an hour ago.
Oh, okay. So
constantly evolving, yeah.
Awesome. So because I have not had a chance to review this version, but who in the group did? I think Dean and Carolyn gave some feedback in the threads already. Do you want to share some of that feedback?
Sure. Are you asking either one of us? Or?
Yeah, sure, Dean. If you want to go ahead first.
Sure. So I'm looking at the copy itself, Craig, and how you start off. There's a few things, and the first thing I'll ask is, you've got this great YouTube following. You've also got a really robust list. Have you surveyed them to find out exactly what they want?
Yes. So I have a good idea of what they want, but I think they want it for free.
Okay.
That's
so
the big difference.
So right. Okay. So that can be remedied. So I'm looking at the sales copy. So the fact that you know what they want is great, because you start off to say. You're asking them about not being able to find the tutorials that they're looking for, and then you go and for me, that's a feature. It's just a distribution method. It doesn't address for me pain or the emotional hook that's going to draw them in. So you've got to look behind it. Why would they want tutorials? What is it that you're going to show them in tutorials? It's got to be something that solves a pain or the problem that they've got. But the focus is the tutorials. And then the next thing you say, are you tired of searching for a quick and easy way? And typically, quick and easy is usually a great benefit of something, but you're kind of mixing metaphors here because you're asking them if they're tired of searching for a quick and easy way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would take quick and easy. Are you tired of blank? What are they tired of? What is their pain point? Tutorials aren't the pain point. Tutorials is just a feature and it's a distribution method. Are they confused by stuff? I mean, you as a photographer would know this more than anything. Are they tired of getting bad information? And relate. So if you look at the different triggers, what are they? I mean, if you look at triggers, and this goes directly within this book, The Power of Habit. Still, you've got there's when you go back, there's status, there's vanity, there's beauty, the things that are at the root, the base of human of desire that gets us to do things. So I would take a look at those things and say, okay, which one of those triggers? Where's the pain? Where's the pain? And that is what you want to lead with. You want a solution to that pain. Those were my first. That was my first thought. You need a real emotional anchor. And which is why I asked you, did you survey your audience as to what they want? And then when you know what they want, then you got to step back and say, why do they want this? Because that'll get you to the problem.
Yeah, I think that would be my biggest question is like why are they searching for these tutorials? What is it that they actually want to do?
Yeah, I guess it's the early stages of becoming a photographer. They don't know how to light, and they might just have, say, one speed light, so they're on a budget, so they're saying, well, what light do I use? How do I modify that light? Where do I place that light? How do I start my retouching? But I guess the problem is there's a lot of free stuff on YouTube, and there's also competing sites as well, so it's a matter of sort of getting their attention and convincing them that you're the guy that has all the answers for them.
And why do they want to do all that stuff? Like all those skills you just talked about, why do they want to do that?
Well, I guess they just want to improve their photography. Some people may want to do it as a part-time business or a full-time. Some people might just be hobbyists. And so some people might be thinking, well, how can I take this to the next level, start making some more money? Some people might just want to take better photos. Some people might want to work with models, maybe. It's hard to really determine what, because it's a wide group of people, right? Because it's worldwide, basically.
Those are all, Craig, that was why we asked about a target audience. Those are all different audiences. So you've got to be really clear on who your target audience is. You've got to determine, do you want to target the guy who wants to be a Sports Illustrated model photographer? Or for Glamour or for Vogue magazine, because all of your stuff that you showed us is all about beauty. So back it up a bit. What level? If you're going for beginning photographers and hobbyists, that's pretty darn general, and do those people have pocketbooks? So the people who are looking for free and only want free, they'll never open their wallets for you. So you really have to make a conscious choice of who's your audience. It's like a starving artist, who wants to learn how to paint. Who wants to, they dream of having a picture in a museum or making a $100,000 sale by having a painting hang in a corporate office at IBM or something. So, and you know this audience better than any, so you've got to make a conscious choice, because once you do, then you'll know the specific language, you'll know their pain points, it'll be so specific that you'll hit it.
Yeah, I've got to drill down a little more. Just pick one avatar, basically.
And my question, or actually, so I'm noticing a few things. This is my first time looking at it all, so everything is just broad strokes with me right now. But what I've noticed is, one, it sounds like it's a one-stop shop, like an insurance policy. So if I forget how to do a specific thing, I can go to this site and I know, oh yeah, this is how I retouch my photo in the style that I want to. So I think there might be something there, like talking about it as like the YouTube for serious photographers. But the other side of it that I didn't notice was any testimonials. So do you have anyone that has said anything positive of what you have? What are they saying? What are the words that they're using? If you could share some of that right now, that would, I think, help a lot of us.
There's some testimonials further down on the page. There's 3 of them. And I had a customer actually who lives 3 hours away, and we do a monthly theme shoot because it's a membership site. And so he actually came along on the shoot. So what I might do is do a Skype call with him and have his feedback about being on the live shoot. And he took an image that was a lot better than anything that he's ever taken. So I think maybe having him as part of the sales video, I think, could be a big thing.
Absolutely. And even keeping it, think about it in a different way. So right now I think you're selling the experience without selling the experience. So why not have a video or a sales letter that actually shows you interactively, this is what it's like when you log in, and if I were, you can have like a screenshot of the person using this tool as well as touching up their project in live time and say, if you ever forget how to do this one thing, you would just go here, you would look it up and watch this video, and in real time you can do what the video is instructing you to do. Because what I'm reading, everything is just very vague, and it talks about you a lot, but we don't know who you are, we don't know why learning your method would help us out in our experience. So focus on what the tool actually does, and we'll be able to like see it and feel it and be able to see ourselves doing it.
Yeah, it's surprising I'm making any sales at all.
Nah.
But
Hey, Craig, why you've had 2 people buy so far?
No, I had about 58 monthly recurring members.
Wow.
That was at my peak, and then but a lot of them just joined for 30 days and then quit, right? So now I'm down to about 38. But since I made some tweaks, I've had about 3 sales.
So the people who stayed and the new people who bought, who are they? Is this a hobby for them? Is their dream to become a professional photographer in Sports Illustrated or a wedding photographer or what? What's their story?
Yeah, most
Why
of the
did they
people
buy? Have you asked?
are just no, I haven't really. They've been sort of the first core group was about 30 people when I did like a product launch formula style kind of launch, and I got about 30 people in, and those people have stayed for about 6 months.
Wow.
And some of them don't even log in ever, which is kind of weird. But some of them do like every day. Most of them are just part-time photographers who want to get better, or just maybe sort of I don't know, get behind the scenes of what happens on my YouTube channel, get more information about me, I guess maybe. But
why do they want that? Why do they want more information? Because there's so much information out there. More information.
yeah, I guess they just want to improve. They see your work and they think, well, I'd like to learn what he's doing. I don't know, because it's a bit of a mystery if you don't know how to put it all together. Like how to light it or how to retouch it. So you're like, well, my photos don't look like that. What am I doing wrong? So then they join to sort of get your secrets kind of thing.
So what if you wrote a sales letter that read like a letter you were writing to a personal friend, and instead of starting with a video about yourself, because the letters, how to put this? I mean this in the nicest possible way. It's a little self-centered right now. And I don't care about you. I want to know about me. And what if you wrote a letter starting off with like, become a professional. What are the secrets of the Sports Illustrated photographers, or what does it take to become?
Hey, Ross, Kevin is trying to get back in.
He is? Okay. Do I have to?
Sorry to pause. Yeah.
Something like or what does it take to become a photographer?
It's actually going pretty well without Kevin, don't you think? Do we need him, really?
What does it take to become a professional photographer in half the time? And then, or what's the difference? What differentiates the wannabes from the real photographers that make it big? And then you start off like showing, an amazing photography and what it means to be a professional photographer, and you're leading them through the life. Like, what does this really look like? And what are the myths associated with becoming better as a photographer? Myth 1: you need to watch all these crappy YouTube videos that don't actually, give you the right equipment anyway, or you can get all this information, but you're not going to do anything with it. Myth 2: it's not about the equipment you have. It's about how to knowing how to use that equipment. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't care about the gloves he uses when he lifts. I mean, he could lift anything anyway. The brand is irrelevant.
Yeah, I had that too. Like, I've gone through various evolutions over time, just testing things, and I did have a section like that. Like, if I handed you a paintbrush, could you paint like Michelangelo? Probably not right away, that kind of thing, right?
Right, but you're actually giving them like a vision of the potential future. If it's like, you could be a full-time wedding photographer, or you could be a full-time, model photographer. Like, what that would mean for them, like Dean was talking about. Would it be respect? Would it be, being able to quit their job and do this full-time? Dream. And then you introduce your problem like halfway down the page. But the first part, like half of it, you're setting up like what the dream looks like, and myths, crap. You're giving them advice in the sales letter, essentially. But you introduce yourself like further down the page, and even giving the idea of you're pulling back the curtain and letting them into Da Vinci's workshop. What does that mean for them, and how many years would that take off of their learning curve, that they could begin building a better portfolio, that they could begin making money, that they might be able to make more money and actually like support themselves doing this?
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does, yeah. Because I even have a friend who wants to go full-time as a photographer. And he's looking at it, and he says, I should do this. So maybe I should really sort of hit that angle, too.
Your friend wants to go full-time. Why hasn't he yet? Has he come to you for advice?
Yeah, he's just not very good at marketing, I guess. You know, because I mean, it's one thing to be a photographer, but it's another thing to book clients, or you know,